Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has now suggested that he is open to peace talks with Russia, signaling a softening of stance from his earlier position. Where you remember he had been hell-bent on negotiating with Moscow only after the Russian President Vladimir Putin had been ousted from the Kremlin. The Ukrainian president's latest appeal to the international community on Monday, where he listed 5 conditions for peace talks, reflected a clear change in the rhetoric for a leader who had earlier signed a decree stating the impossibility of holding talks with Putin. Now, according to reports, Zelensky had to soften the preconditions for talks with Russia due to a nudge by the Biden administration. The sources indicate that the change occurred after lengthy talks between Kyiv and Washington, and reports had in fact outlined that the US officials did not directly tell Zelensky and his aides in Ukraine to alter their position on the Russia-Ukraine war, but did assert on how Kyiv must in fact show its willingness to end the war reasonably and peacefully. Now, Zelensky has reiterated his condition for dialogues were in fact a return of all of Ukrainian occupied lands, compensation for the damage caused by the war, and the prosecution for war crimes. The Ukrainian president has said that his forces will not yield a single centimeter as the Russian forces advance in eastern Ukraine.
Особливо важко теж, як і раніше, на Донеччині. Активність окупантів там зберігається на надвисокому рівні, десятки атак щодобово. Вони несуть надзвичайно масштабні втрати, але наказ у них не змінився. Так само вийти на адмінмежу Донеччини. Не здаємо там жодного сантиметру нашої землі. Я дякую усім нашим героям, які тримають позиції на Донбасі.
Meanwhile, the American military officials have now confirmed about the delivery of 2 advanced surface-to-air missile systems to Ukraine.
These systems will contribute to Ukraine's air defense capabilities and will help protect the Ukrainian people against Russian aerial attacks, to include those conducted by unmanned aerial vehicles or cruise missiles.
And Washington has also agreed to provide about $25 million in terms of support to the vulnerable people in Ukraine and ahead of the harsh winter.
As winter approaches, we are very focused on Ukraine's energy needs. Russia continues to attack Ukraine's energy infrastructure, but we refuse to let Ukrainians freeze or starve because of Russia's brutal, unnecessary, illegal, and inhumane war.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.